The US president's hardline on immigration has got Indian students worried. In the latest move, US lawmakers have introduced a bill called Fairness for High-Skilled Americans Act of 2025 to end the optional practical training program. If passed, all students, including those from India, will not be able to get work permits for practical training and temporary employment after completion of studies. That's not the only action indicating a clampdown on immigration. Over the last few weeks, the US government has revoked hundreds of student visas, detained dozens of students studying in universities across America. As of April 15, at least 1,200 plus international students have had their legal status modified by the US State Department. On the 27th of March, Secretary of State Marco Rubio said that more than 300 student visas have been revoked, and he claimed these students were lunatics. Most colleges were unaware why the visas of students have been terminated. But the State Department has broadly said that such action is being taken because these students have protested against the war in Gaza, harassment, vandalism, and they've also indulged in chaos. Recently, the US government ordered the deportation of a 21-year-old Indian student studying computer engineering at the University of Wisconsin. But a US court temporarily blocked the deportation order. Many Indians are among hundreds of international students in the US who are being asked to self-deport as well. Affected students are being informed that their student and exchange visitor information system records have been terminated and that they have no choice but to leave the country or be forcibly removed and be ineligible for future visas. In March, Ranjini Srinivasan, a 37-year-old Indian PhD student in the US, self-deported to Canada after her student visa was revoked for allegedly being a sympathizer of the Hamas. Overall, the US has increased scrutiny of social media profiles, and certain content could potentially lead to a visa denial. Immigration attorneys are advising Indian nationals, including H-1B visa holders, students, and even green card holders, to avoid traveling outside the country due to several reports of delays in visa stamping, tighter security checks, and even reports of detention at US airports. Even the rejection rate for international student visas is at a 10-year record high. In 23-24, 2.79 lakh F1 student visas, or 41% of the visa applications, were denied. The US government is making it clear that getting a US visa and working in the US on an H-1B is a privilege and not a blanket right, and that those making statements in favor of sanctioned groups or terror organizations or indulging in vandalism or violence or any kind of chaos in the US will face action. The Indian government has said that they will always help Indians abroad in any distress, but all those studying and working in the US must comply with local laws. Officials even say that affected students can approach attorneys in the US, but remember, revoking a visa or deportation is the sovereign right of a country.
Thank you for watching CNBC TV18. For all top headlines and updates, follow us on our social media platforms.